You're in charge. You're in charge of this thing called United States government/budget, and it gives you political and fiscal authority to do, quote unquote, the right thing.
Yeah.
Would you mark to market balance sheets today and create the economic downside that would follow? Or would you put in place, or attempt to put in place, some kind of economic policies to get you to a better place down some theoretical road?
How do you solve a problem where you're spending 10% of, you're running a 10% fiscal deficit? You're not going to get growth in the absence of private sector credit demand. So the government's idea right now is we're going to export our way out of this. And when I asked a senior member of the Obama administration last week, how are we going to grow exports if we won't allow nominal wage deflation? And he says, we're just going to kill the dollar. And I said, okay, more you mean. So that's the only answer. And
that's a dead answer.
It's a dead answer, but that's where we're headed.
Thursday at about 11 o'clock in the morning, the Federal Reserve noticed a tremendous drawdown of money market accounts in the United States to the tune of $550 billion was being drawn out in a matter of an hour or two. The Treasury opened up its window to help. They pumped $105 billion in the system and quickly realized that they could not stem the tide. We were having an electronic run on the banks. They decided to close the operation, close down the money accounts, and announce a guarantee of $250,000 per account so there wouldn't be further panic out there. And that's what actually happened. If they had not done that, their estimation was that by 2 o'clock that afternoon, $5.5 trillion would have been drawn out of the money market system of the United States, would have collapsed the entire economy of the United States, and within 24 hours the world economy would have collapsed.
So my bet is that we are going to continue to inflate and continue to destroy the dollar until the world rejects the dollar, and that's what we should be concerned about. I think we should anticipate that, in the future, in the next several years, you're going to see a big collapse of this. And then we have to talk about what kind of a monetary policy, why we need to bring our troops home, why we have to quit expanding the deficit every day, and you raising these debt limits and planning on total socialized medicine. That all has to end, and it's going to end because it's going to fail. I think we should anticipate that. And I look at it like a building standing but no foundation. Yeah, it's sort of sitting there and wobbling, but it hasn't crashed. And I think it will because, the financial system is so unstable. It's totally based on debt and confidence in a dollar and confidence in the Fed that they'll always print the right amount of money and they'll always keep the interest rates right and they'll always bail out everybody that needs bailed out, which I think is a total hoax. So the big event could occur next week, but so far, there has been a steady erosion in that direction.
Are you concerned about the continued increase of militarized police and that martial law could come during a collapse?
Absolutely. That should be a major concern.
The Obama administration is openly escalating its campaign against private gun ownership and shaking up the top ranks of the military command structure. But is it also preparing to make war on the American population? According to a person identified as a former senior military official, the answer to that shocking question is yes. World-renowned educator and human rights activist Jim Garrow says that the source is a man regarded as one of America's foremost military heroes. He told him that President Obama is using a new litmus test for determining who will stay and who must go among top-ranked military leaders. That test is whether they will fire on U.S. citizens or not. Dr. Garrow says that his source made the disclosure in order to sound the alarm over the administration's plans. Could you please explain what exactly is this new litmus test being used by the Obama administration?
Well, I think what's been expressed to me is that officers at the highest level are being asked a hypothetical question in which they're asked, would you be able to follow your oath of office and follow the command structure and the orders given you by someone in a rank above you, up to and including the commander-in-chief, if a scenario developed where a group of people would not submit and lay down their arms when ordered to, could you find yourself obeying the order to fire on American citizens? That was what was presented to me.